So that was just constantly on my mind and just kind of like eating at me. I was really paranoid. What's up, Sara Squad? Welcome back to my channel, Lose Weight Sara, where I'm on a mission to lose 100 pounds my way. It has been such a crazy week this week. I cannot believe the amount of stress and stuff going on, which I will get into in just a few minutes here. I hope that if you were affected by the huge winter storms and cold snap that's been going on all across the country, I hope you are staying safe and warm and somewhat getting back to normal as the temperatures go back up. I know a lot of people have been negatively impacted by that, especially our friends down in Texas. My heart really goes out to you, and I am sending positive vibes for a warm and quick and safe recovery from any damage or other stressful things that you guys have gone through during this horrible weather. So like I said, my heart really goes out to you. I have a lot to talk to you guys about this week, so let's go ahead and jump in. And just before we do, if you are new here, I would love it if you followed along on my journey to lose 100 pounds by hitting that subscribe button now. I'm sharing my very real experience, tips, motivation, all that good stuff, and I want to cheer you on too. So if you're new, please go ahead and drop a comment below and feel free to introduce yourself. Kicking off with NonScale victories despite all the stress and craziness. Now, if you don't know, the Midwest had like way below freezing temperatures, which for my friends up north is not really a big deal. But here in the Midwest and the further south you go, we are not built for these temperatures. Our infrastructure, our services, our homes are just not built for it. So a lot of people are going through frozen pipes, leaving them without water. The roads were awful. There were crashes and accidents, horrible accidents all over the place. So not even just the stress of like having to deal with that stuff on your own, like at home within your family, but worrying about your friends and everybody else who's out and about and who has to be out there, really stressful. For me, I was super anxious this week. You guys know I updated you in previous videos over the summer. I had that water main line break in the middle of the year, and I had to pay a lot of money to have that repaired. So of course, with this very real threat of freezing pipes, I was freaking out. I think I was on edge every day since Sunday, I'm pretty sure. It was just extreme paranoia that something was going to happen. I had a space heater running in my garage, which wasn't doing anything. But despite all that stress, I am very proud of this NonScale victory, which is that I did not binge eat. I kept my cool, even though I was really paranoid and I was constantly checking on my main pipes, I did not use that as an excuse to just go bananas and overeat. My second NonScale victory is that I was the one who shoveled our driveway, and I really didn't know how that was going to go because I have not shoveled snow since I lived in New Jersey, which next month that'll be over 10 years. But I got out there, I bundled up, and I was the only one in my whole neighborhood who actually went out and did this.
You're a northern transplant in the Midwest when you're the only person who went out and shoveled your driveway.
But it was nice having a clear driveway. So I did that 2 times this week, and I was really proud of myself because I thought I was going to be hurting pretty bad. And I was hurting, but it wasn't that bad. It was definitely like all in my shoulders and my lower back, like just shoveling snow. So I was proud of myself for getting out there and doing it and only complaining minimally. As I mentioned earlier, a very, very stressful week, very, very paranoid week. If you have seen any of the videos that have been floating around on the internet of some of the devastation that happened a little further south to us, it's very scary when things like your pipes freeze or your pipes burst. It can ruin a really good chunk of your home. And the crazy thing, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but homeowners insurance doesn't cover the repair of the broken pipe. It only covers the repair of the house. Now, in the scheme of things, the damage that all that water pouring all over everything is probably more expensive, but plumbing issues are expensive too, especially when they have to start cutting into your house or digging underground to get to pipes. It gets really, really crazy expensive. And I know this because I just went through it over the summer. So that was just constantly on my mind and just kind of like eating at me. I was really, 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 really paranoid. I think one night I maybe got 3 hours of sleep because the temperatures here were like -12, which is so low for this area. I have not seen that in 10 years that I've lived here, but I was fortunate that, like I said, in my non-scale victories, I did not let that get to me. I didn't go bonkers eating, which is something that I usually do when I'm super duper stressed out. Just dealing, you know, I did a lot of pacing. I did a lot of pacing back and forth, and I did a lot of checking out in the garage and making sure everything was okay, and checking the thermostat, making sure the carbon monoxide detectors were working, just stuff that I knew I had to do in order to take care of my house and make sure my family was safe. And so now that it's kind of over and the temperatures are warming up, we're in the mid-30s today, so it's not nearly as bad as it was. I can feel kind of some of that stress like kind of coming down a bit, and I'm really tired. It's been a long week, and like I said, we did not even get it as bad as the people of Texas did. They had it way, way worse, but there were people here who suffered as well, and it was just a horrible, horrible thing to happen. And I don't think people understand really just, you know, people are like, oh, you know, people are so dumb. Like, you don't do that in a snowstorm, or you don't do that when this. There were people who had no water or electricity and there was nowhere to go. And what people don't realize is that because that never ever happens here, nobody is prepared for it. There's no way. There's no way to make your house prepared for weather that happens every 100 years. The only thing you can do is take it one day at a time and do everything that you can to be safe. And I hope that, God forbid this ever happens again, that people really understand, like, to help your neighbors, make sure people are aware of the things not to do in a snowstorm. Like, don't sit in your car in your garage, don't have your grill burning inside, like these really dangerous things that people just don't know because it's not an issue here. Anyway, that's my rant, and that's kind of what we've been dealing with. And I think, you know, just going back to something I say all the time, which is a little bit of kindness really goes a long way. Be good to your neighbors, be good to your fellow Americans. It's really not that hard. Anywho, so diet and nutrition wise, I actually had a really, really good week. I kept my calories low, especially because I didn't exercise that much. I really only got 2 days of actual exercise. The other days I spent pretty much shoveling snow off my driveway. So as far as like food highlights go, I did have some really yummy stuff. I had some delicious air fried chicken and some fresh broccoli. I had some bagel sandwiches with, I used the Walmart version of egg beaters, which they call egg makers, but really low fat, really good protein content, sticking to those anabolic recipes, lots of anabolic French toast this week for sure. I'm really looking forward to my big grocery order coming tomorrow, because now it's like at least 10 days that we haven't been able to get a delivery. So I'm super, super thankful for that. All All right, let's get to my weekly weigh-in. Last week, you guys know I weighed in at 244.4 pounds. That was a gain last week of 1.8 pounds, but this week's weigh-in is 241.2, which is a new low for me. That is a weekly loss of 3.2 pounds, putting my total weight loss at 33.2 pounds. I'm very excited. I'm pumped up to see the scale moving downward. Now, you guys know in the beginning of the month, I set a kind of mini challenge goal for myself in that I was really hoping to get out of the 240s by the end of February. So now there's a little over a week left in the month, and I think I'm on track to do it. Only obstacle standing in my way is that next week is gonna be Shark Week. So that could throw off the whole thing, but if I can lose 1.4 pounds by the end of next week, I'll have met my goal, which I'm really gonna strive for. So for those of you who had to deal with the winter weather, how did you manage the stress? How did you stay safe? Did any of you have any crazy stories that you wanna share? I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you know that I genuinely do care about you, and I hope that you are okay. I hope you all are staying well, staying safe, and doing everything you can to live a long, healthy life. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video and supporting my weight loss journey. And until next time, I'll see you real soon.